The Lituya Bay Mega-Tsunami by Mia Elliott. Lituya Bay is a T-shaped bay located on the Fairweather Fault along the Gulf of Alaska. It has a width of about 2 miles and a length of about 7 miles. The depth of the bay ranges from just 33 feet to over 700 feet deep. Lituya Bay is known for its ferocious waves. That is why if you were to enter the bay, you would have to enter at a certain time of day to avoid being killed by one of the giant waves. The mega-tsunami occurred on the morning of July 9, 1958. It was caused by a landslide of about 30 million cubic meters of rock and debris. The rock slide was triggered by an earthquake with a magnitude of 8.0 that had occurred along the Fairweather Fault the night before the mega-tsunami. It was the biggest tsunami ever recorded, its highest point reaching 1,720 feet. Some even say that the tsunami was as high as 1,724 feet. However, this was not the only devastating tsunami that has occurred in Alaska. In the past 150 years, there have been 5 tsunamis that have occurred in Alaska, including the one in Lituya Bay. The heights of these range from just 80 feet to the astounding 1,720 feet. So, why did these tsunamis occur in the first place? One of the main reasons is that the Fairweather Fault runs right over Lituya Bay, causing many earthquakes that frequently top 6 and 7 on the Richter scale. Also, near the head of the bay, it can be as deep as 722 feet, so large amounts of water can be displaced by major events like earthquakes and cause tsunamis. Amazingly, only 2 people were killed in the tsunami because at that time the bay was uninhabited and people only visited for fishing purposes. There were 3 boats in the bay at the time. One rode the wave and the other 2 sunk. The only survivors were Howard and Sonny Ulrich. They are the only humans ever known to survive a mega-tsunami. It was the morning of July 9, 1958. Howard Ulrich and his 8-year-old son Sonny were going out fishing when they heard a loud roar of water. They looked up and saw a giant wave coming their way. They were sure they were going to die. Howard later stated he had been petrified, but when the wave reached them, their boat was able to ride it and they landed safely back in the water, living to tell the tale. The trees surrounding the bay didn't survive as well. Thousands of trees were ripped from the ground during the mega-tsunami. As you can see, the sides of the hills surrounding the bay were stripped bare because the tsunami washed away all plant life as far up as 1,720 feet. After the tsunami, the trees looked like matchsticks floating in the water. The earthquake that had occurred before the tsunami was a magnitude of 8.0 on the Richter scale. The earthquake occurred the night before the tsunami at 10:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and the tsunami happened in the morning. When all the rock fell into the bay from the rock slide, a large amount of water was displaced, and that's what caused the tsunami. However, tsunamis are not always caused by earthquakes and landslides. They can also be caused infrequently by other natural disasters, such as submarine volcanic eruptions, and, very rarely, by large meteorite or asteroid impacts in the ocean. We learned in this movie that the Lituya Bay Mega-Tsunami was the biggest tsunami ever recorded. Although it was a height of 1,720 feet, Lituya Bay was unpopulated at the time, so the tsunami only killed 2 people. We learned that even though the Lituya Bay tsunami was caused by a landslide, that is not the only way a tsunami is caused. Tsunamis can also be caused by other natural disasters, such as submarine volcanic eruptions and asteroid impacts in the ocean.